Hello and welcome in to another Monday night live stream. Sorry for missing last Monday. Probably miss next Monday as well since it's holiday. But we're here right now. So let's see who is here so far. David is here as usual. Good Monkey is here. And David says no countdown. No, I was running behind, and so we skipped the countdown tonight. So, Jeremy is here. Welcome, Jeremy. I saw that you just sent me an email, but I have not read it yet. So, curious what that's about. Welcome in. So, in tonight's live stream, I figured we would talk about a pretty cool program that I saw featured yesterday on Aaron Parecki's channel. I'm sure some of you probably know who that is. But Aaron was testing on his live stream the ability to throttle or create bandwidth scenarios or bottlenecks using a program called TC GUI. And it's not really a program, it's a Python script that allows you to manipulate the bandwidth. And in the stuff that I do, there are definitely scenarios where I would love to limit the bandwidth of something intentionally to kind of just see what it does. And so this script, if you will, does that. And so tonight I figured let's try and just see if we can make it work. I have not tested this yet. I have not done any preparation for this whatsoever, so we're kind of just making it up as we go, as usual. I usually do some prep, but today I have like no prep whatsoever. So yeah, so if we go to look at the GitHub for this program, it's called TC GUI. I can put the link in the comments in a second. Looks like Tony is in the house. Welcome, Tony. Glad you can make it. Tony's back to posting some videos. He posted a new video this weekend, if you haven't seen it. Here is the link to what we're talking about tonight. So this is the GitHub project, and so I have set up a brand new virtual machine. It has got Debian on it. As you all know, I've switched to Debian from Ubuntu because reasons. So also all I've done so far in this little virtual machine, which you guys need to see, sorry about that, is I basically gave it a name. It has two network interfaces, and the prereq, which is IP Route 2 and Python 3, have been installed. So the first thing we probably need to do is actually copy the, or clone. So this is Debian. So we got to switch to root. Make sure you guys are seeing this on the screen. Control L, which I learned from Jeremy, to clear the screen. So we're going to do apt install git, because I actually haven't done even installed git yet. Then we're going to git, actually we're going to switch back to J, git clone the address, which should create a new folder, which it did. So if we go into, Control L. So now we're going to list the contents of this folder. And there are several things in here. And so one of the things the tutorial or the Git page tells you to do to get started with is basically run it. Oh, I'm not sudo. That's probably going to be a problem. Let me see if I can run it like this. So I copied this command from the GitHub page, which is basically saying run, open up Python with this script, open up any interface, and run it in debug mode. Hey, it actually works. So yeah, so let's, I doubt that's the actual IP address, but if we go to the page, first of all, I'll take the chat off of the air. And let's go to a terminal page or browser page, and I will enter the address of the computer. It broke. Why did it break? I assume you're seeing this. Yes. Did I install all the prereqs? That's my next question. File not found TC. I probably didn't install something correct. Do I need to install netem? Well, it's definitely kind of doing something. Of course it broke, because yeah, you're doing it live. Do I need to install this? I don't think I oops. Come on. Netem. This is one of those things where you gotta, this is a brand new machine. I wonder if I need to like actually, oh no, it already is up to date. Crap. Can I only do it as myself? That'd be weird. All right. I don't think I have sudo. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So now let's see if that worked. Well, I'll be looking at that. Now we actually see a cool interface. So So yeah, so like I said, I did actually install two interfaces on this machine, uh, ETH0 and ETH1, and then of course there's a local host. So in the demo that Aaron was doing, he basically caused delay and packet loss. So I'm gonna open up a new. There you go. Sorry about that. You guys need to see this, not the other window that I was showing you. So I'm going to do a ping from this machine to Google. And notice that the time is time is 28 milliseconds. So if we play with, of course, the question is what interface is it going across? Well, we just try one. So let's just do a delay of 100 milliseconds on ETH0. Oh, it took it. And it's apparently not using ETH0, because of course. So let's do 100 milliseconds down here to ETH1. And we're going to remove the, we're going to remove that. And now you could see, hey, look at that. The ping times went from 22 to 127 or so. So we definitely increased the delay time on the ping up to 300 milliseconds apparently. That's interesting. Well, cool. I mean, this actually does work out of the box. So if we reduce that down to 50, now my ping times are down in the 70s, which makes sense. So we obviously now can control at least one of the interfaces. So one of the things that I wanted to do was, I thought in like his scenario, he had it behind, or he had it in front of an ATEM switcher. So I don't have one of those for testing right now, but my thought was and this camera is definitely not centered. There you go. So my thought was I could set up this virtual machine and point a computer or a device at the virtual machine as its gateway, be restricted in terms of the bandwidth that was getting to it, or packet loss or whatever, and then go out to the internet, and then I would actually just have a virtual machine as a way of testing bandwidth conditions. That may or may not even work at all. We'll see here. I'm curious. Do you think, can I do a poll? I want to do a poll real quick. Can I do a poll? So, before we even get started, I'm going to do a quick poll. Will my idea work? I want to see who thinks they're right, or see who's right and who's wrong in this poll so far, or in tonight. So far I have yes, 2 votes for yes, it'll work. So how many people are actually here so far? I have 5 viewers and only 1 like. Come on, people. So I have 2 votes for yes. All right, so let's just try this. How can I test this easily and actually show you? So quick tangent or rant, if you will. Some of you know that I use NDI at the university. And so I thought for this scenario tonight that it'd be fun to have my laptop over here, NDI its screen to OBS so that I could show you like a real speed test, or real results, as opposed to just, telling you that it worked. But I installed NDI as part of OBS and on this laptop, and while the NDI tools are seeing the signal go back and forth, OBS does not see it. I do not know why. I mean, it sees the NDI plugin, but it doesn't actually see the laptop that's transmitting to it, even though the NDI tools, which has a viewer, sees it. So this is one of those things with NDI that I am just kind of against. Like, they say, oh, it works, and it's like, but it doesn't just work. In fact, I often find that it doesn't work the first time or second time. It usually takes some finessing to get it to work even consistently, and yet alone, or I should say, it takes finessing to even get it working, yet alone get it working consistently. So so I'm gonna try from my laptop right here to point it at this router machine and just see if it'll work. Now, Linux by default, I don't think does interface routing, so I need to enable that. Yeah. So, oops, that was a slow fade. So if you look at my interfaces, I currently have two interfaces, a 10.1 at subnet, and then a 10.5 subnet. And just for those who are interested, the 10.1.1 subnet is what I refer to as VLAN 110. So the subnet 1.1. VLAN 550 is the 5.5x network. So my VLANs are based off of the second and third octet, so they match. Jeremy, that's a good question, and I believe the plugin for OBS. You know what? Now that I mentioned, I don't know. It's a GitHub project, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a GitHub project. So, I don't know where it comes from, actually. It's just on GitHub. There are 22 contributors, but I don't know who does it. Paul PV is the last merge, so I don't know who does it. I think it's just a project, which is probably part of the problem. So yeah, so if on my laptop, and I really do wish I could show you this, I'm going to go into the interface and statically configure it to point to my virtual machine, which will probably break something really bad. And again, I apologize for not being able to actually show you this part. It's 10.1.37, and on my machine now, I'm going to do a ping. And I have no internet access. So now we need to, come on. Now we need to enable routing on this machine. Anybody remember how to do that off the top of your head? Debian routing between two interfaces. Look at Google knowing exactly what the question was. Oh, you're not seeing it. I'm sorry, guys. So I typed in Debian route and it filled the rest of it out. So how to route between interfaces. I wonder if... Oh yeah, you got to change the forwarding rules first. I remember doing this before. So switch to root. Actually, I don't need to do that. Cancel that. Sudo nano 1. So you change the forward thing to 1. Invalid argument. What? Cancel. So then we're going to, just because to make sure it actually took, we're going to cat it out, which it worked. So now I'm curious if I try that ping again. And I get traffic. Cool. That's seriously that easy? Trace, we're going to do a trace route. And again, I really want to show you this, but I can't. So let me just go back to camera. So in my trace window, I am now going from this laptop to my machine, which is 10.1.1.37, then out to the internet. So it is actually working. So now if I go into, and let's do a ping. So currently the ping times are 115. So let me clear out all rules. Ping times are still 115. So let's do a delay of 100. And now the time went from 24 milliseconds to 125 milliseconds. And sorry, the TTL was 115. I meant that the time was, yeah. So there we go. We actually are going through. And again, I apologize. So with this rule set up, we are actually going through that. Do I really want to try something interesting? Haley says yes. So I could, since I know this works now, actually switch the OBS computer to go through. Oh, that'd be dangerous. Good Monkey says try interesting things. So let's just have fun. Can I show you command prompt? Let me bring it up and let me share. Okay, hold on guys. Sorry about this. Window capture, command prompt. There we go. So we are currently going to ping Google. There are my current ping times. going to go in here and change the address of this machine, which scares me to death, but we'll see. We'll do it anyway. We'll do it live, as Bill O'Reilly once said. Oops, wrong way. That would have been bad. That would have took me off for sure. And let me add DNS. Hey, David, welcome in. I have way too many windows open. So welcome in, David. In case you were curious, we're trying out some new software called TC GUI. It is a bandwidth testing tool, and I'm about to do something crazy, which is put my live OBS machine through this new tool live on the air. So we will see. I hope this works. Oops, wrong computer. So just to make sure everything before I hit OK that this is going to work. And I should be back. Hopefully that was a quick interruption. Let me know in the chat if you still got me. Looks like I'm still working. So, yep. So now we're going to show you this ping. There you see the time. And if I go up to 200, it breaks it. So there you see, I went to 200 for a second, thought I broke it, came back down to 0, and it's still working. And I still have you guys. So, isn't TCP, or isn't TCP cool? Where it'll retry transmission. So Tony asked, cool that it works. What would be an actual use case for this in a real production environment? I don't know that in a production environment that there is a use case. Actually, I just thought of one. So on certain links, you only have, let's say, 20 megs. So I have a link at work that is only 20 megs. Audio's breaking up. Anybody else seeing audio breakup? I've removed like all the filters and delays and stuff like that, so there shouldn't be anything in the way. Good Monkey says audio is just fine. Okay. So, Tony, to answer your question, we have bandwidth links at work that are only 20 megs total. So this could be a way to limit bandwidth of going across that circuit for a certain device, or if you really didn't want to use anywhere close to the bandwidth. Because I will say there are certain applications where if you start using all the bandwidth of available link, the thing just starts going crazy. So if you limit the connection, like we hard set the interface on one of the computers at our site to 10 meg so that it cannot saturate the whole wireless link, because the whole wireless link is only 20 megs. So we actually hard set it in the Windows machine. But if you had a device that you couldn't hard set, this would be a way for you to limit the bandwidth for a certain device. Or what I was going to say, like, is in our scenario, like, we might be testing how well a backpack works. Well, in this scenario, I could plug a cellular backpack, or sorry, a video backpack into a connection and then throttle it down and test it to see just how well the backpack performs versus other backpacks. If I was going to do a backpack shootout, there are 3 companies that sell backpacks. We could test out their algorithms really well using this tool. Okay. Still breaking up. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to finish this demonstration real quick just to see. So I'm going to do like 1% loss. So now I'm doing 2% loss on the transmission. And the bit rate just plummeted. And now the bitrate came way up. So that definitely killed that. So before we go down too much of a rabbit hole, I'm going to undo my little setup. All right, we are no longer going through that machine. So hopefully I look and sound good again. Tony, please let me know if that fixed it. Joe's in the house. Welcome, Joe. Unfortunately, I think you missed most of the fun part. Tony, please let me know if the audio is normal again or if there's still issues. You could see that the tool did work. Actually, really easily. That was a was an easy setup. And so we did a poll. There was 4 of you who voted, and 3 of you said it was going to work. So 3 of you are correct. Interesting. The audio is not in sync now. I'm curious if I could fix that. Okay, don't go anywhere. Hold on. Let me just see if I can fix this. All right, I should be back. I think everything should be back to normal now. Do you all have audio and video back? I completely stopped the stream in OBS and started again. So hopefully that cleared out whatever was happening. Interesting. David said he never lost audio. 3 or 4 second delay. That's interesting. I guess this brings me to my next conversation, which is not all encoders are good. Yes, please hit the like button. Do not hold the lip sync against me. David says he's never lost anything and his sync is almost perfect. I'm curious, David, are you watching at all in the past, even like a couple seconds? I'm just curious. David asked if I have B frames set to 2. I actually don't know what my settings are. Let me look. Oh, David. Oh, the other David says looks like I can sync now. Awesome. Joe said he had to quit the stream and come back. Okay. Honestly, David Grishko, I'm just using the video encoding settings in OBS that are under simple. I don't know what they are set to. I can't change them right now because I'm live, obviously. I will have to look that up, though. I am curious what that is. Okay, so everyone basically, so it sounds like a player issue. Um, David Grishko, maybe you could tell us how you're watching, because I'm wondering if everybody else has, since everybody else had to refresh and come back, I'm curious how you're different. So, yeah, no, if you're curious, I'm guessing the rest of you are watching via a browser, if I had to guess. So, we could do a poll again. No, I can't. Never mind. Cancel that. All right. So, yeah, it's interesting. So, uh, basically, TC GUI does work. It is incredibly easy to set up. It is just a Python script. Once you turn on forwarding in a virtual machine, that works. Um, so I call that a success. uh, that's pretty cool. Um, so Tech for Fun Joe says he's watching the iPhone app. David says he's watching on Edge. Okay, didn't expect that answer. Tony's also watching on iOS. That's what makes this fun, David. I mean, that's why I wanted to test this out with you guys, because I figured if any problems arose, we have 5 or 6 people who could go, you know what? I think it's this, or I'll try that. Uh, Makes it a great experience when we can all help troubleshoot the issue. Uh, Jeremy says he's watching on his Roku and his living room TV. It auto refreshed twice, but didn't do anything. Well, probably because it saw the stream change. Good Monkey's watching on Chrome. Okay, so we got iPhone apps, we got Edge, we have Roku, and we have Chrome. And Davis is on Firefox. Chat GPT fixed. Okay, actually, speaking of Chat GPT, uh, the description in for this video was actually wrote by Chat GPT. I signed up for it today, and I said, let me just try to see what it thinks about TC GUI. I said, write me a intro or a description for the stream. So the description down below was actually written by Chat GPT. Tony says, point OBS back to the VM and see if it breaks again. I could. It probably will break. Yeah, I mean, I just gave him my information, logged in, and said do the thing, and I was like, all right, let's see how this works. Um, Not a huge fan of AI kind of things, but I thought I'd give it a shot, and we'll see what the viewership is like on this video. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Yes, I think you need to everyone needs to point out that they are a human being and that they are not fake. That would be, of course, then the AI will say the same thing. Um, Remember, if you've all seen iRobot, like the whole thing was the robots were trying to protect the humans by essentially putting them in boxes and protecting them. So they could take things literally. Um, so yeah, well, since it's only 9:38 Eastern time, let me just go back to going through that box just to see what it does. We might as well try it again to see what we can break. I appreciate all of you being here, as always. So let me go back and purposely break it and see what happens. So let me call up the ping window again. So here's the pings happening, and then I'm going to break it in 3, 2, 1 seconds. We're back. You see the ping failures. Curious where Joe has a good point. When you want to break it, it won't. Only when you don't want it to. That's very typical of most technology. Oh, David just says did he finally lose the stream? So we are now going through that virtual machine again. And actually, we're going through a virtual machine, changing VLANs to go out pfSense. So we're actually routing. We're doing some routing here. David says, "Oh no, now my head is where my blank used to be." So yeah, let me just show you. Let's see if I can actually. I don't know if I want to do a trace route. Will that show me my IP address? Is that my IP address? I don't think so. Hold on, I'm just checking something before I post this. That is not my IP address. Cool. All right, so just to prove that this is actually going through that window, if I do a trace route to Google, here you can see that my machine's going to TC GUI, then it's going out to the pfSense, and then going out to the internet. So we are definitely going through the TC GUI VM. Currently there's no delay or anything like that happening. But if I do like I could set a 5 megabit limit. So I'm going to just do a 5 megabit limit. Oh. Or it broke. Well, that's weird. So something definitely broke. Weird. I can't actually get to the page. It is my gateway. Oh, well, we could check that out. Oh, yeah, my terminal session. Yeah, my terminal session got reset. There's nothing there now. So, yep, David, you're right. It crashed. So, oh, you know, it crashed because I changed IP addresses and it was running in the session. So, yes, it absolutely crashed because of that. So, So now, there we go. It's back. So now, if I go in here and set a 5 megabit limit, which is more than OBS is pushing, and I go to speed test, or what is it, fast.com? Whatever one you guys prefer. Well, that's clearly not working. Or does fast somehow have a way to go around it? Because that is definitely not what I expected. It's interesting. I did not expect that result. So that was, why was I get a speed test? How would it? So maybe this doesn't work the same way I thought it did. What if I did this? So we're going to set it on a different interface. Nope. I'm curious why that shows the results it is. Oh. Yep. Okay. So it's not just me. So, Now I'm curious why these rules aren't actually working. Huh. Are you guys still there? I haven't seen anybody in the chat, or I might be just behind. Or did chat break? Because I'm screwing with stuff. Nope. You guys are all looks like you're still here. 7 of you currently are here. I wonder why the bandwidth throttling is not working. But the delay was, at least before. So let's try a ping again. And Joe is right. Joe was totally like, this is going to work perfectly fine because I want it to break. Because of course. So we're doing a ping again. I'm gonna put in 100 milliseconds delay. And it's not breaking. Of course. Why is this not? Now it doesn't work. Good night, David. All right, so why does this not work anymore? Oh, there it works. So apparently you have to rate limit. You have to do it on Ethernet 1, which is, I believe, the outboard or outbound port. Oh, come on. Again, I don't understand why the rate limiting doesn't work. Let's try a 1% loss. Makes no difference. 2% loss. And OBS went to yellow for a second on the encode. It is now back to green. So this is a 2% loss. This is probably the most for a cell phone, if I had to guess. We're going to do a 3% loss. This will probably break some stuff. This is a 3% loss. Hey, Bob Carpenter's in the house. Well, actually, he's in Canada, but you know. So this is a 3% loss, and you can see from the ping that some things are getting lost now. So, at least from the tool standpoint, that part does work. The rate limiting. Oh wait, no, I was thinking I was doing that wrong. This was 5 megabit. I'm doing 5 megabits per second is what I need to apply. So I switched the tool to be 40. So if I run this test again, still blows it out of the water. Huh. I was really hoping that bandwidth throttling would work. Why does this not work? Anybody have ideas about why the rate does not actually want to work? Can I do a overlay of that together with the thing? Yeah, so yeah, you're right, Joe. I'm trying to break it now and I can't. Is this is the opposite thing of anything demonstrated by the Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny because parts of it are working. When I do a loss, when I tell it to, simulate loss, packet loss, it does that. It just doesn't do rate limiting, which was actually one of the things I really wanted to try. That's what I wanted to work the most, actually. Huh. I'm curious. Curious what it says in here about change the rate on interface 1 and it should decrease. Which is what I was doing. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and there, all you people who have gigabit fiber, look at that connection. As I pay more money than you guys do and get a lot less speed, I'm sure. Because it's limiting the whole thing. It shouldn't care about protocols. right? I don't see why I would care about. Shouldn't care about protocols. Huh. Well, that's really weird. So, I guess unless you guys have anything else, or ideas, or things to try, I think I'm going to probably wrap this stream up here pretty soon. Oh, I'm only 5 minutes away from a JAU, so I actually have that called up, that website called up, so, or as a shortcut, so I can check it out. Has Joe done anything to the website yet? Nope. So Bob says go for the JAU, and Joe says unplug the network cable. Um, I think that would definitely cause some issues. Um, you know what I could do? Oh boy, I don't know if I want. I have a VPN tunnel to a data center in New Jersey, so I could force myself to go through the virtual machine router across the VPN tunnel to YouTube. I could do that. um, Let me go to my firewall. Bob says that's an extreme firewall solution. Yeah, it's probably the best one though. How many networks can we crash tonight? Well, I'm trying to break more than one. Yeah, so Joe says yes, let's do that. All right, so let me go into my pfSense. And I'm not going to show you this part. So I have a alias set up for my firewall. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if that'll work because I'm getting converted. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me think about this. So by going through this TCP or TC GUI, I'm getting converted to a different VLAN. I've never tried to send the VLAN down the VPN before. I'm sure Bob Carpenter is probably going, make sure you check something. So whatever it is you're thinking, Bob, put that in the comments because I feel like if I make that change, the stream will totally end because of NAT rules, maybe, or something. Yeah, Tony says batten down the hatches. Good Monkey says there's an update. I'm guessing you pay for the premium subscription because I do not have an update available on mine. And I definitely don't pay for the subscription. Oh, sorry, there's a systems patches upgrade. I guess I'll do that real quick. Not that it matters. Bob says he's into the sauce tonight. He's on vacation, so he's just watching. Haley wants to know what sauce. Oh, that she likes sauce. Never mind. Yeah, oh, so you have pfSense Plus. Okay. Bob is drinking bourbon tonight. All right. Well, the only thing I can do without totally breaking uh, without breaking this is I can force the traffic down the VPN. At least could do that. So currently I'm on 10.1.3, so I'm going to put the my address into the VPN alias group, and we'll see what happens. Apply the firewall rules and watch it break. Still getting pings. Of course, it probably will do that because it probably. I'm not seeing anything change in the VPN, so probably not even working. Oh, I'd probably had a break. I'd probably have to reset all the connections because this is already established. No, wait, the gateway's wrong. Never mind. Hold on. So we are going to break everything. Let me just try this. So, in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Looks like we got JAU reached, so we're good there. An old school reference is "Boom Goes the Dynamite." Anyone got that reference? No boom. Weird. Is this still working? So it says it's working, but my traffic graphs show that basically nothing's happening. Huh. Why did that not work? So, did I do this right? Hold on. Aliases. That's correct. All right. I feel like I got to show you this now because can I do that without? Can I show you without showing you everything? Okay, hold on a second. Oops, that would have been bad. All right, so this is a really side view of my traffic graphs. But I'm just confused because I should be going on the VPN tunnel there, and it's nothing's going on the VPN tunnel. The twilight zone of networking. Divine intervention. Yeah, definitely not using zero tier or whatever they call it. But I would have thought. Okay, well, let me try this for a second. I wonder if I have to break. Oh, okay. Let me try it. I have an idea. Now we're just going to go for broke. So I'm going to pick an IP address out of the blue, save that, apply the rules, Then we're going to come back to my machine and reconfigure the interface one more time to a brand new IP address that I've never used before, which should absolutely force us out the VPN tunnel. Gateway is the router. There's the IP address. Goodbye, good monkey. All right. So let's go. And did that work? Yes. There it works. So now you can see on these horrible graphs that we are actually going through the DigitalOcean VPN. So we are now streaming through the VPN. So Bob says he got a spinning circle, but then we're back. Oh, David says it was smooth for him. Of course, you said the same thing before. Then you think, so I wonder, I'm curious. And you're watching on, was it Edge? I think David says. So yeah, so fun with video routing, I guess, or network routing. um, so David's now 2 seconds behind, and that's kind of what I would expect, actually. Um, as the packets are lost, your playback head, if you will, from I think in VCR days, the playback head will be behind. Microsoft Edge is using AI to create the pixels. Okay. Jeremy had to restart the stream. Interesting. Flyback transformers. No, no transformers. Actually, um, so I will briefly discuss, give you guys a follow up on the Chapel project I was working on. And so we had audio interface issues. We had audio noise. So one of the things that I did was actually grab a audio transformer, and we plugged the so we plugged in the audio rack through a audio transformer into the switcher, or sorry, the mixer that fed the ATEM, and the noise got dramatically lowered. It's not gone, but it's dramatically lower than it was. And so I'm going to be looking up high quality audio, isolation transformers, because the one we had was old. We just had lying around. So that project's still not over yet. We are closer than we've ever been, but we are not there yet. I did try a PoE injector on the Bird Dog camera. It does not work. The Bird Dog camera will not take power over PoE anymore. It only does the DC jack. So my friend was going to contact Bird Dog and basically see if they can get our warranty, replace the whole thing. Not even RMA. Like, he wants a brand new unit because we've already sent it back once and they fixed it. He wants a whole new unit. And at this point, I agree with him. Like, it didn't work out of the box. We already had it fixed once. Now it's broke again. Like, we want a whole new unit. So, just update on that thing. So let me go back to chat. David, that's a good point. This is all low latency, or whatever. It's not high latency streaming. Good Monkey's name reminds me of an extension called Grease Monkey. Jeremy, who's watching on the Roku, if I'm not mistaken, is having the most issues, apparently. So, bad on Roku, or bad on YouTube with the Roku app. They're not cranky, they just want it fixed. So, he understands. And my audio looked like it just dropped out on my end for a second there. That was weird. Bird Dog is now definitely bird dead, or dead bird. Not exactly happy with this. We bought 2 cameras. One works great. One does not work at all. So we're 50-50 right now, which is not a very good average. Jeremy manually restarted. Everything's back now. Yep, audio dropped. Yeah, I was looking over my VU meter. All of a sudden was like -60, and I was talking, so I don't know what that was about. OBS is acting up as usual. I really am thinking about the whole vMix computer idea, switching to vMix, or really I want a nice streaming setup, but that's not happening just yet. So, any questions? Anything else? If not, I think we're going to wrap this up. Like I said, next Monday is a holiday, so in the States, probably not going to stream. Who knows? If you guys are going to be around, I would love to know. Maybe I will stream next Monday. Who knows? Joe wants to know if I'll ever go past 720. Is there a reason to? No, I'm just kidding. Probably someday. I mean, I'm just in the current setup. This is the, right now my CPU is at 11%, using 720p. So I don't want to push too much harder on this machine. It's Victoria Day in Canada. Okay. No, I did not actually get the pool open. We had things come up, and so we did not get the pool up yesterday like we had talked about. Still planning to get that up this week, I would hope, because it's going to be like 87 degrees next weekend. The basement project, we got a quote on flooring last week. I have a sample of the carpet squares down there right now. And then we're going to, if we like that sample and we like the way it looks, we're going to go back to the flooring company and get them to come do the floors. Thought about doing it myself. They're not that expensive in terms of, installation and whatnot. And then I know it'll be done right. I've never done a floor before or a ceiling. And so probably go with them for the flooring, have them do it correctly, hopefully soon. No comment, I guess. I'm not sure. Wow, Joe. I'm actually bye, good monkey. So back to this comment. I I can appreciate what he's doing in the garage. And Keith, if you're watching, hi. Um, I'm just not a fan of garage studios. I think a garage should be a garage. I would never convert a garage into a studio, personally. Of course, I'm also in, a place that gets lots of snow, so I want my garage to be a garage for the car. We never actually practiced in a garage. We practiced at a church and we practiced in an attic. So we were never a garage band. Yes, there still is the plan I mean, the plan hasn't changed. So there's a game room slash theater room on the one side. There's space on the other side for exercise equipment, my studio space, and then her scrapbook space. So there's three spaces on the one side, all with purposes, and then on the other side, in the other room, there is going to be a game room slash theater room. Originally, we thought theater room only, but we kind of wanted to make it more like a game room where we could sit there and play cards and have the big screen TV. So we're kind of changing that up a little bit. And but yes, that's still all in the plans. Yep, we practiced in a studio, and in summertime it was hot as hell. Not fun place to be in the summertime. Great in the wintertime, but not in the summertime. That's a good question. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but we really haven't talked about that too much. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, probably. Um, or she'll use her office upstairs. Either way. Alrighty, well, so on that note, I am going to wrap it up. I would say thank you all again for attending as you always do. I truly appreciate it. Looks like we had 6 viewers and 6 likes, so we are batting 1,000. And I am going to say thank you very much and have a good night.